Welcome, everyone. This is Elsie Kerns, Chaos to Clarity Coaching, and your energy medicine expert. Tonight, I have the privilege of interviewing Dr. Duncan Goheen and his wife, Marilee, and they have put together a wonderful program I want to talk to them about tonight, calling Sleeping Better Naturally. And of course, we all know how important our sleep is to us. So they have done over 25 years of research, and they've come up with a terrific online course. So you don't have to worry about driving anywhere or the weather, and it'll all be recorded for you. So in case you miss one of the weeks, you can go back and listen to it at any time. So let me have them tell you all about this. Welcome, Duncan and Marilee.
Thank you, Ashley. Thank you for having us.
You're welcome. So something that really struck me in that last video I watched that you did, Duncan, was talking about the fact that it's not the individual's fault that they have trouble with insomnia or sleeping issues. So speak a little bit more about that, because we all tend to blame ourselves.
Yeah. That's probably one of the first things that we do. You mentioned 25 years of research, and it's also been 25 years of treatment work and application and so on. But one of the first things is helping people get rid of the guilt, get rid of the blame, and it's blaming themselves. So they're blaming themselves for being grouchy. They're blaming themselves for having low energy. They're blaming themselves for not being able to get their work done. They're blaming themselves for if they're sickly and sickness and so on. Meanwhile, it's like the foundation of a house. If the foundation isn't right, it really doesn't matter much what you do above that foundation. It's not going to work very well. And it's the same thing with sleep. Sleep is like our foundation for our life, for our living, and so on. And so with the sleep sciences now, they're helping us to be able to see, what's happening in the brain, what's happening in the body with regard to sleep. And, I think we mentioned it in a previous time, like World Health Organization saying now shift work is considered carcinogenic, and why is that? It's because when we miss out on our sleep, our immune system becomes suppressed. So anything that comes, so in terms of heart disease, in terms of diabetes, the incidence of all of those dramatically increase with sleep. Same thing with regard to in terms of our moods, in terms of our mood swings and our ability to sort of deal with things as they come up. And we all run into speed bumps throughout the day and throughout our lives and so on. And if we don't have the right sleep, oftentimes there's an emotional fragility there. There's a sensitivity and an inability to really deal with things. So that's an early on thing. It's sort of like, we're oftentimes, trying to fix the roof or the walls or the room upstairs. Meanwhile, the foundation's moving around on us. And so that's not going to work. So that's where we're saying step number one is just really, it's really not your fault. And quite often, we're aiming at one thing and trying to accomplish something different. So, you put up a nice little piece there about the young archer, shooting at a target. But if you're aiming at the wrong target, you're not going to hit it. And so that's why you say it's really not your fault. A lot of these issues, the real fault is in the sleep problem.
So Duncan, tell us a little bit about how this Sleeping Better Naturally online course is going to be presented and what you'll be offering.
Okay, I'm happy to do that. So, I guess the other follow-up to it's not your fault is that you really can do something about it, that you really do have a choice. Because we talk with a lot of people, and it's sort of like, we've got this problem, but we're just going to have to live with it, because we really can't do anything about it. And of course, that's just an error in judgment, an error in thinking, because we can all do something about it. And so that is a choice. So that's one of the things, I guess, early in terms of the program. We're doing a 6-week program. Normally it's a 4-week, but we're adding a 2-week bonus this time. But the program is online. We're going to be having our live chat room, so that when you're in the program, you'll be live on that program and just conversing like we are here now. If people are unable to make the live sessions, everything's going to be recorded, so you won't miss anything on that as well. So that is extremely important, that live interaction, because it's one thing for there to be sort of a massive amount of information available, but in terms of behavior change and in terms of improving sleep, it's like it's what's important for you that really matters. And so the live interactive platform enables us to really zero in on what the individual situations are and help people to focus in on that as well. In addition to that, we're going to have worksheets. People will have a log, a sleep log. Excuse me, I got a frog in my throat here. So in terms of the sleep log, it's simply a matter of what time did you go to bed? How long did it take you to fall asleep? How many times did you wake up through the night? How long were you awake? When did you wake up? And when did you actually get up? And that on the surface sounds, pretty simplistic, and it is, and it's easy to do, but it's an extremely valuable tool to help really assess where you're at, and then to really see the progress. Because sometimes people make progress, and because it's gradual, they don't notice it. But when it's written down, it's, oh yeah, I can see here where things are moving along. So it really helps with motivation as well. And then we do quite a number of things. And then there's going to be one individual support. So if you have particular issues, something that you want to deal with, or a problem or something you don't understand, using email, you can email in, and then we'll respond individually to that. And then an extremely important part of that is some one-on-one consultation as well, to really, again, really focus in on your time. And Marilee will be playing a key part of that as well. And then we have the Sonic, which is we could spend a whole program.
Yeah, Sonic.
just talking about that too, because it's such a powerful program, and so that's going to be included in this as another set of tools that people can use. And I guess the last thing is that we want to make sure that it's not just during the program that we want people to be able to really improve their sleep, but throughout life we run into situations that are stressful and keep us up at night. But the idea is to just keep those very temporary, rather than have them turn into a long-term, permanent, chronic problem. Mm-hmm. So the tools that we have, help you identify when you're getting off track, and then help you do what you need to do to get back on track as quickly as possible. And then that's the ideal scenario that we're aiming for.
Well, Marilee, I want to just check with you, because you and I are in the energy work field, and I know that you have done advanced pranic healing training. So how does that integrate into what you're presenting with the sleep course?
Okay, so the program that Duncan mentioned with the Sonic, his Sonic that plays through the MP3, it has some pranic healing embedded in it as well. So when people listen to it, they are actually getting their chakras balanced, their meridians balanced, all of that. But on top of it, when we do our one-on-one individual counseling session, there will be a component of that with pranic healing done distantly for the person wherever they are. So we happen to be in Canada, and they might happen to be, we're on the West Coast, and they might be anywhere. And because consciousness and energy can travel so quickly, we can work on their system. We can assess what's happening in their system. We can help clean and balance it and energize it if it's needed. So it's very elegant and very effective. It works the same as if they were right in front of us or if they are in their own home.
Yeah, I know that because I also do a lot of distant healing with Reiki and other energy modalities that I've learned. And people are always amazed that they can actually feel the energy and they're 1,000 miles away, and that it does have a wonderful effect. In fact, I work with someone long distance from the energy medicine program I was in. So I know that it works and it's very, very helpful. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Quantum physicists call that the theory of non-locality.
Right.
That space isn't a factor when you're working on that level. Yeah.
So, Duncan, tell me a little bit now. The enrollment is open. How can people enroll? I think you gave me that link that I'll make sure is up on Facebook. Yeah. What do they need to do, and when does it end?
Okay, good. So we have enrollment is open now, and it's open till actually Friday midnight Pacific time.
That's tomorrow.
And which is very soon now. And one of the biggest things in terms of sleep and sleep loss and so on, almost everybody listening to this that has a sleep issue knows that they should do something about it, but other things get in the way. And so it keeps getting put off. But the cost of deferring is cumulative. And so it's just not worth the cost. Even like dementia, Alzheimer's and so on is partly a result of long-term sleep loss when the protein are building up in the brain and it's not being properly flushed out. So the long-term cost is just far too extensive and the benefits are too numerous. So to help people decide to do it now and not procrastinate, we've just added in all these bonuses that are there until the enrollment closes midnight Friday. All of those bonuses are available to incentivize people to do it now rather than tomorrow. So you can go online and you'll have the links posted there for people, and you can go in and take a look at the program. And then there's a place there where you can sign up for the program, enroll in the program. As soon as you enroll, then you'll begin to get some worksheets and so on. And then the actual class starts next week. And so everything is happening now quickly. And then we're going to have actually 3 weeks of class before the holidays, and then 3 weeks starting up right after New Year that will run into the middle of January. So that's happening now, that enrollment. Yeah.
Well, we all know how important our sleep is. You've mentioned some of the things that are involved in sleep loss, but absolutely, there couldn't be a better way to end 2018 and then to pick this up again in 2019 when we're all starting a whole new year and we all make all those resolutions and decisions to make our life better. So it sounds like a great way to break it up and to present it for people. And Marilee, I do have your link up that talks about actually what happens to the brain during the sleep pattern. And one thing I didn't realize until I looked at that was this cleansing of the brain that is so crucial for us so that we can avoid Alzheimer's and dementia. Can you explain that to me again a little bit better?
Certainly. So our body has a lymph system that cleans it out on a regular basis, sort of like a little vacuum cleaner or whatever, cleaning out most of our body. But our brain doesn't have that. But our brain does do a teeny bit of flushing throughout the day. Not very much, but just a little bit of rinsing. But during the 90-minute sleep cycles, in every 90-minute sleep cycle, a different thing is happening. And so normally we go through about 7.5 hours of these sleep cycles, going up into almost consciousness and then back down into different rhythms. But each cycle is different. And during some of the middle and end cycles is when the liquid in our brain actually will flush through and really give the brain a proper rinsing. And what it's rinsing out is any kind of debris that has been used up from the synapses of the little neurons firing. But the other part of it is the proteins that build up. And if they don't get rinsed out, then we can have memory loss and we can have confusion. We can have a lot of problems where the brain just can't make the connections it needs to because it's all gunked up with this stuff that hasn't been rinsed out. So it's really important that we get our 8 to 9 hours sleep and that we go through these 7.5 hour cycles, because sometimes we don't fall asleep instantly, and sometimes we wake up for a few minutes when we're coming out of our sleep. We might get up and have a drink of water or whatever. So it's just really important for the brain to get what it needs. And the other thing that the brain does is it takes all the emotional during these latter cycles. It takes all the emotions, emotional things, everything that we've learned through the day, and it refiles it into long-term memory. So it's all coordinated. So when we're looking for a memory, we can find it easily. And if we don't get that amount of sleep, then we miss that completely. And our brain never catches that up. Those things are never caught up. If we miss our deep sleep in the beginning, the next time we sleep, our brain will try and catch that deep sleep up. But all these other things, if you miss them one night, you miss them, including the powering up of our immune system.
So it's so fascinating. And I just want to let you and Duncan know that Clark Cooper just put a nice comment about what awesome people you are. And also Dorothy Halderman. And of course, they're both from PLF, which you are also a part of. So they're with us and sending hearts and comments below as well.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Yeah. It's wonderful. It's wonderful. Yeah, like what you were saying there about heading into the new year, like
yeah,
if it would be, if we all think of all our New Year's resolutions and so on, but now if we have the right foundation, who knows, they could actually come true this time. So if you get people who have sleep problems into the program, and then maybe 2019 will be the year when a lot of changes can come about of a positive nature when the right foundation is there.
Yeah, and if I could just add something, there are people interested who, one in particular, a single mom with teenage kids. So her plan is to do the program and include her kids in it so that they'll all be watching it at the same time. And if that doesn't work, then they'll do it when they get home from school or whatever. But the plan is to change this in their whole household. So that's pretty exciting.
Yes. And I know you have some great testimonials. One of the emails I sent out the other day was Monica's story. And, she used the word, it was really a miracle for her, the turnaround that happened after your program.
Yeah. No, that's good. And when you mentioned Clark being on there, we've got a whole bunch of videos that have never got properly filed for testimonials and that sort of thing. And he's highly skilled in that. So maybe we'll avail him to help us get that done,
Great. Yeah, the videos, those testimonials are really a wonderful idea because you actually see and hear that person that had the experience speaking.
Yeah.
So everyone, this is going to be a 6-week program, and it's divided, as you heard, into 3 weeks in December and then 3 weeks in January. But there's also bonuses of, one-on-one consultations and email, and there is limited enrollment because of this personalized attention through this entire 6 weeks. So the enrollment ends tomorrow night, Friday at 12 midnight, and that'll be Pacific Standard Time. So if you're on the East Coast, you have until like 3 a.m. to sign in. So check out the videos that are listed, those both videos that are listed with Duncan and Marilee, and sign up, end the year in the best way possible for your health and your future and for 2019. So Duncan and Marilee, any final words to people?
Well, just the final one is, if you're on the East Coast and if you're signing up at 3 a.m., you really need the program.
That's great. That's great. You're so true. So true.
Yeah.
Perfect. Yes.
I would just also add, there is a 30-day money-back guarantee. So we're just asking that people use the sleep log and let us help them with their sleep. And for some people, they're wanting to come down off the amount of sleeping pills they're using, or they don't want to have to use alcohol every night. So there's those kinds of things that we'll help people with.
Gee, those are really a crucial issue today. It's so easy, I would imagine, to get addicted to sleep meds, because there's nothing worse than fearing that you're not going to be able to go to sleep and stay asleep or wake up and be up for the rest of the night, especially when you're responsible for going to work the next day. And it just becomes, as you said earlier, Duncan, a pattern that people slip into. And then the idea of this program, Sleeping Better Naturally, is they're going to help you get out of that and provide what's needed. And I know you've done that with a number of clients successfully.
Yeah. And the ironic thing is, Elsie, with the pills, the Harvard Sleep Science has basically come out and said flat out, you might need a pill for a week or two if there's an emergency or something, but long term, they've proven that the effectiveness is minimal, and that the side effects, there's all kinds of negative side effects, including addictions and so on and so forth. So yeah, there's most people that are on pills and so on know that it's not where they want to be, and we have it's a step-by-step program to help people transition either off them or at least to really minimize their use of them.
Right, and you're right about there may be a time of great stress in their life or in a family situation, or you might need that for a week or so, but not to, continue it on a regular basis. So this sounds very exciting, and the fact that it's live video, that you'll have a chance to interact and with Duncan and Marilee on the videos, and then have them to review again, and also know that if you miss one, you can just tune into it whenever you have the time.
Good.
So everyone, it's Sleeping Better Naturally. The enrollment and the links on these videos that we've just spoken about, that are like 8 minutes and 12 minutes short videos, are up there for you to click on. And think about getting in on it now. Make that decision right now and click that link to find out more about the program and how you can enroll. So Duncan, it's been great to talk to you. And I'd like to talk to you again during the winter after this is over, and see what added information that you've learned or can offer to us. Because I can't think of anything better than being able to be in your, your jammies and your bunny slippers and your robe and watching this on a cold winter's night, not having to go anywhere, drive anywhere, or worry about the weather. Yeah.
Right.
Thanks.
And we appreciate what you do, Elsie. You do a very good job.
Thanks. I love it. You can tell I really love, and I love the Be Live. It's a nice way to interact on Facebook. So we had Donna Davis. Donna Davis just joined, and That's
Wonderful. Yeah. Wonderful. Wonderful.
Wiley. And of course, Clark is in there with some nice comments. So thanks, Donna, for joining as well. Okay, everyone, sleep well tonight. And if you sign up for this Sleeping Better Naturally online course, I think you will just naturally sleep better tonight.
Okay. Good stuff. Thank you, Elsie.
You're welcome. Good night, everyone. This is Elsie Kerns, your Chaos to Clarity coach and energy medicine expert.
Thank you.